Hey there, everyone. Welcome to your newest training, Building Your Business Online. This is part one, and we will have 4 parts that are going to help you because this is a pretty in-depth and intricate and complicated and fun and exciting topic that we're going to endeavor. It's going to take at minimum 4 weeks to cover all the different aspects of it. I'm also going to plan a Zoom recording or question and answer later in the series where I can maybe help answer some of your questions. First, we're going to go through the training so that way I will probably answer a lot of your questions over the course of the next 4 weeks. This is part one, but before we get started, I want to welcome all of you, let you know how excited I am about this topic and pretty intrepid about it as well. If you're listening to this as I'm doing it, it is March 18th. It's the time of our very first pandemic that we have ever lived through. Times are a little scary and shaky and unknown right now. So this training was planned months ago. And I think that it is definitely something that was God inspired to have this planned and ready for you during this time when taking your business online is even more imperative and important than ever. So I'm excited to be here with you to share with you how you can take today and move forward on taking your business online. These are not immediate steps. When I planned this training and designed this, it was for you to do it in a process. For those of you who are living through the pandemic right now, you don't have choices. You have to you're having to cancel classes immediately, live events, and taking your business online. The steps I'm going to map out for you over the next 4 weeks are going to show you how to do this in a well thought out, planned process. So it's not just going to be an overnight decision. You can do all of this immediately. For those of you who have classes, I pray you take them online, offer them the option of taking it to go. We're not going to cover that immediately. We are going to get that. I have it set up on week 3. So we're going to cover it in a very well thought out and planned and effective manner. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this part one's training. For any of you who know me, and those who don't, my name is Rhonda Wade. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and have been for 20 years. And I still run my business completely full force. I have not backed down at all. 10 years ago, 11 years almost, I started my training business on the side. And I did that because of the immense need for it, for the constant asking of help and help and help beyond just my team. I've always trained my team. I will continue to always train my team. But so many outside demonstrators needed more support and guidance. And that's why I chose to 11 years ago start my training business, because it was something that I couldn't give all the time that it needed unless I made it into a program that was charged for and that I had to give it time to because it was something that was directly being compensated. So this is my training business. It's called Creating Success with Rhonda Wade, and it's been around for over 11 years. It is far exceeded any imaginable dream that I have ever thought. It is a much needed and appreciated program that I offer, and I'm grateful that all of you are here believing in me and following the steps. I am here to help support you, and your success is my passion. So there's nothing I find more motivating and that motivates me more than seeing your success. So again, let's jump into this current training. I will be honest with you. I struggle a lot with this topic. I have trained on taking your business online probably 3, 4, 5, 6 times over the course of the last 5 years. It's always one of my toughest topics to cover. It's also my most attended. I could run it every month and probably have huge numbers, but it is one that I take it very sincerely. I take it with a lot of responsibility. I love this topic. I love an online business. I live this topic and I believe in it. but it's complicated for very many people. Not everyone's devices are the same. Everyone has different internet services. People have different programs. Their knowledge level is very different. Some people embrace technology. Some people don't have a clue how to even answer an email. Some people don't know how to change a browser. They don't know how to even take a video or use their phones. There are many, many variables in teaching you to take your business online. It's very difficult to teach. It's not clear cut for any of you. So I'm going to commit to you, because I'm still choosing to teach this anyway. I'm going to commit to you. These 3 things gave me peace in being able to show up here with you, charge you for it, because I know you're investing your time, your money, your knowledge, your passion, your heart. You're sharing that with me, and I do not take that lightly. So here are the 3 things I'm going to absolutely commit to you, so that then the next 4 weeks are not wasted for either one of us. Number 1, I'm going to teach you based on results, not what I've heard that works, not that I see she's doing that or he's doing that, so I'm going to teach that to you. We are going to teach you based on real results. And on the next screen, I'm going to actually share with you my personal results. And I could share with you many, many, many others, but I won't cross those lines of private people's issues. But I have worked with hundreds, if not thousands, of demonstrators in my training business and in my team, and I've seen numbers exactly like mine. Maybe not to the high quantity, but the same percentage. So I'm going to teach you based on the confidence that I know that this produces results if you follow the plan. I can't help you if you buy in and check out and buy in and check out and do it when you feel like it and do this halfway. I can't commit to you anything. But if you follow the plan, I can guarantee you that there are results. Number 2 is prayer. I have prayed over this and will continue to. I pray over my business. I continue to. And I pray right now, and have before I started this, that I am here to help you and to commit to you and to help Stampin' Up! And to help all of our lives and our businesses. And so this is wrapped around a lot of prayer, because my only driving force is to help and support you, and to guide you and tell you everything that I possibly know. And that's number 3. I'm going to give you my very absolute best. And we're going to be teaching you from tried and true practices that we are really doing in the crafting industry, that people are really doing, people who are just like you, just like me, people who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, people who own a smartphone and that's it. People who are just like us. We are in the trenches running the business. We are not people telling you what to do just because we're sitting up on high, or people who think things are going to work. I feel confident in what I'm going to teach you because of those 3 things. I'm going to teach you from results. I'm going to teach you everything that I know, and I do not know everything, but I certainly know a lot. And it's not just through me, but it's through working with hundreds of other demonstrators who are also finding great and huge success. And also with a lot of prayer. And I believe that God is here to help put me in such a place to guide and inspire you. So I'm going to share with you my personal results. And I don't think I've ever done this in a past training. So you guys might be the first ones to see this in a while. I used to share them all the time. But I'm sharing you this because I'm going to teach you from results. I'm going to share with you from the moment I started my business online to where it is today. My online business might look very different than yours. There are many vehicles, many ways to take your business online, and I'm going to be completely upfront with you on all of them. There is no right or wrong. There's no direct path. If there's anything that I feel very strongly about, I will share that with you, that you have to do this or you have to do that. But there's so many other variables where you are going to be able to live off of your strengths, your passions, your goals, and what brings you a huge source of joy and accomplishment. So my next screen is going to share you some results. So I have 4 pictures here, and I put these together to kind of help share with you. This is the confidence that I bring to you. that I went back and tracked my sales, my recruiting, and my income since I started taking my business online. Now, let me tell you one thing from the very beginning. I've always ran my business with huge seriousness. And there was many years up to 2015 that I was number one in the company. So the numbers that you see, I was already successful. I've already been working my business very, very hard. I worked the same amount of hours. I worked less hours, probably in 2015 and 14 that I do now. So I'm not working any harder. I'm not working any longer hours, but I want to show you results of the fact that, 7 years ago, I ran a completely face-to-face business. And in that time, I have added in my online portion. Now, we're going to talk about time, the time that it takes to build an online business. It takes time and perseverance and dedication and belief and passion and hard work and all those things. So as you can tell, it didn't happen overnight. It took time. So in the very first square up here on your left-hand side, these are my year-to-date sales. These are like the 12-month rolling sales. So if you can tell, 2014, when I had no online portion at all, my sales were $47,000. I was selling $10,000 a month off running 8 to 10 face-to-face businesses or face-to-face events a month. Now we can go to the year 2020, and my rolling sales are $178,000. This is predominantly all online. And I still run face-to-face, but the jump is online. Now I hold 2 face-to-face events a month, and the rest of them are online things that I do. I have 4 children. I have a very busy life like all of you. I'm married. I don't have any grandkids yet, but I have several grand puppies. I have a family, friends, a church, volunteer work, all of it. So I'm not sitting home just running this business full time. I can tell you that right now. I have just as many requirements that you do. I have a husband who travels, a husband who coaches, children who are in travel sports, various sports. We're all very, very, very busy. So in 2014, I had kids doing the exact same thing. I had seniors in high school, freshmen in college. 2 of my sons are married. So you got to imagine 6 years ago, they were still in college. They were seniors in high school. Things were very busy. So here's the difference of adding an online portion. So there's my sales in the last 5.5 years. Now let's look at when you increase your online portion, what can it do to your team size and your team numbers? So the second category is my personal numbers when it comes to recruiting. Again, look at 2014. That was awesome. I had 36 personal recruits in my directs, and I had 307 in my team. That was awesome. That was off of 5 levels, which I still thought was very darn awesome. Because if you look, in 2014, my income was, I didn't add it up for you there, but if you add up all of those numbers, my income in 2014 was $9,900. I am extremely blessed and very happy with that income. So I was making about $9,000 a month, and that was on average during that time frame. But you could see I also had like a $4,000 bonus, which was really big. So that probably wasn't my norm, but I was probably making between $7,000 to $9,000 a month off of that. Now the next year was when Stampin' Up! Changed their career plan. And if you can see, my team was cut pretty much in half. I could have holed up. I could have been angry. I could have blamed Stampin' Up! I could have chose a lot of routes. And guess what? A lot of people did that. A lot of people were like, you know what? They just totally hurt me. Personally, that's not my personality. Personally, I will always believe in this company. And I did. And because of that, today I have 410 people in my team with only 3 levels. And I make way more percentage off those 3 levels than I ever did off of those 5 levels. Now, let me tell you, that it took time. It took all these years of adapting and changing and working. I didn't give up. And that career plan change was not easy to swallow for anybody. A lot of people then got money from Stampin' Up. I didn't get that. I didn't get any of that because I made it was just this little weird formula they had. I didn't qualify for that. And so regardless, as you can see, my team was cut in half that year. So that was 2015. So that was the very first year I offered my very first online class. Super scary. It was a mess. I think I lost $500 cash out of my pocket on my first online class that I did. Really big learning lesson. It wasn't probably till my third or fourth or fifth that I actually started to make money because I was learning and learning and learning. I would not give up. So that year, my sales increased by $20,000. The first time in my life I ever sold over $40,000 a year. So all those years before that, I joined in 2001, I never sold over $47,000. And I was number one in the company 3 of those years, and I was always number 4 or above. Always. So as you can tell, just where you rank in the company has nothing to do with your income or where you rank. So that doesn't matter. But just so you know that was the very first year jump. Okay, so let's move on from there. Every year you can see I had a big jump. 2015 to 16, I had a huge jump because that was a year I started taking my retreats. I do 4 retreats. At the time I did 2, maybe 3. I started taking them online. So now I do retreats to go as well. At this point, I probably still have never gotten an online order ever. It probably wasn't until like 2 or 3 years ago that I even tried to get any online orders. These are all by offering online classes and to-go versions on my current classes that I was doing. So if you can see the progression of the growth of sales, 2016, 2017, I actually went down. And I don't even know why. I didn't even put that much thought into it. Because the truth was, sales have never been my goal. If you ask me right now today what my personal sales goal is, I will tell you it's $60,000 a year. Because at that point, I maximize the career plan. So everything I do above that is just the course of my natural work. It is not anything I'm shooting for. As you can tell, though, I had some big jumps along the way. 2018, 2019, I had a huge jump. It was like $40,000 jump, right? That was the year that I started offering add-ons to all of my classes. And that's the year I started Facebook Lives. So 2 years ago, I started Facebook Lives, almost exactly 2 years ago. That was the year my sales jumped by over $40,000 in 1 year. It was also, as you can tell, a huge jump in my team numbers and my growth in my team. So the add-ons for my classes and Facebook Lives dramatically changed my sales and my team. And now today, this is as of like right now, my rolling sales are 178,000. I'm still seeing growth, and my team numbers are well over 410, which is also growth. I'm super excited about that. So so let's look at income. I did put the income. So this is income just from Stampin' Up. This does not take into account the selling of my tutorials, a membership site that I have, and do not account in any of that. Now, please know, I put on here, I'm not showing this to be boastful. I just need to show you that you can listen to because of results. And I am just the normal Rhonda. You saw Rhonda 5 years ago, sold 47,000, normal Rhonda. I don't do anything spectacular. I am not, educated in computer work. I'm not just regular you, right? I'm coming from very natural grassroots. So what I want to show you is that, I'm still working the same amount of hours. I work very hard. I worked very hard back then, and I work very hard today. I work anywhere between 20 hours a week to some weeks 40 hours. But I do not work this 40 hours a week every week, and I do not work super late nights, and I rarely work weekends unless I have a huge event coming, unless I'm doing an event, which is a retreat, which is about once a month. Once a month I work a weekend. So my income back in 2014, before I went online, this month was $9,000, and these are all based on September of the end of the year, was $9,000. My income in September of 2019 was $18,861. And this was the year I started my online classes, and this is where I am 5 years later. So my income has doubled, my numbers have doubled, Even with a career plan change, my numbers have they have grown significantly, and my income has grown significantly. So I show you this from results because that was my first thing. I can tell you that I prayed and I'm going to give you my very best. That's my commitment to you. So I share you all of that out of pure, humble pride, gratitude, gratefulness, and that I want to give you some belief, faith, trust that you might not agree with what I'm going to say, and you might heard what I'm going to tell you, you might heard the opposite. Do you know what? It doesn't matter to me what you choose to follow. I am going to give you the best I have. And if you choose to listen and take action, that's up to you. And if you believe in the system and act on it, that's up to you. I know hundreds and hundreds that have listened and followed steps and had faith and belief, and they are seeing tremendous growth in these same percentages. I could show you ample and numbers and tons of demonstrators that have followed these steps, follow these plans, and they are also experiencing doubling, tripling, quadrupling others of their numbers. My team and my training clients are not seeing flat numbers. We're not seeing decreasing numbers. We are seeing nothing but growth and huge numbers. And one of those reasons why is because we are working online practices. It's not the only reason why, but it is one of them. All right, what can you expect over the next 4 weeks? Number one, week one, we're going to go over expectations and vehicles. So this part one, I'm just setting the groundwork. I will teach you, I promise. I'm going to share with you everything I know, I promise. But this first week, I have to put you in the right mind frame. I have to give you belief, trust, motivation, and inspiration that you follow and take action. I'm not just going to dive in and tell you what to do. I need you to believe in me and believe in the system and believe in each other, believe in Stampin' Up, and then I need you to take action. So this main part is going to be putting you in the right mental capacity to move forward. And we're going to talk about the vehicles that you need. You're going to need some tools. You're going to need some online tools. And if you don't have them, there's nothing you can do. So you need to work on these, I call them vehicles. You are the product. You are the source. People are going to pay for you because what you offer is incredible and it is unique to you. So we have to have vehicles that are going to drive people to see you. Next, we're going to go, next week, we're going to go over blogging, videos, and tutorials. Some basic online tools of things that you can offer to take your business online. The third week, part 3, we're going to go over running online classes, live online, shipping, kit making, all of the online classes. There are so many variables. And guess what? I offer all of them. I offer every single option. So they all work. They all do. So we're going to teach you on that. We're running online workshops and online events. One of the biggest factors in my business are running online stamp camps and online retreats. And lastly, we're going to talk about ways, once you've established your vehicles, you've established your blogging, your videos, your tutorials, once you've established your classes and your workshops and your events, then we're going to talk about building your social media, building your numbers, growing that, pushing it out. But here's the deal. We can't talk about that first until you have a foundation that you feel comfortable with pushing out and growing. And lastly, that beautiful C word, consistency. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. I know I'm talking a lot. Please don't take off on me because we got lots to cover. The first thing to do is not to compare. Everyone's level is going to be different. People on here, you're all ages. You've been in the company for 20 years, 2 years, 2 months, 12 years. You all have different capabilities. You all have different dreams and goals and needs. Some of you need to pay your mortgage. Some of you need to just pay for your next stamp order. Some of you need to pay for your investments for your grandchildren. Some of you need to be able to pay for your car payment. Everyone is different. And so what I please beg you, as you saw the numbers I shared with you, that do not compare yourself to others. You are on a different path, a different race. You are in a different place. It will take time to build up. Other people who are online have been doing it forever or for a long time. They have worked through all these kinks. So do not compare yourself to others. You are going to be on a journey. If you choose to take your business online, you are going to be on a journey. And do not compare yourself to others along the way. It's going to steal you of little successes, little joys, and reaching the people who are out there that need to be reached by you. So it takes years to build the level of business. And I think I showed you that. Please let me know that I showed you that in my showing you my numbers. Is that it didn't happen overnight. That took years. That was 5.5 years of very hard work to get to where I am today. And if I took 5 years from that first number, that would have probably been half of that. So it takes time to build. Some of you don't want to make $18,000 a month. A lot of you would love to make $800 a month or $1,800 or $8,000. And so wherever you start, what I wanted to show you was the process of doubling. It takes a lot of work to double big numbers. And I started off with really good numbers and I was still able to double them along the way. That's hard to do. So wherever you at, you have the ability to grow what you're starting at. And some of you are starting at 0. And so guess what? Next year, if you have 10, you just grew by like 110%, like a lot. Okay, Rhonda's not the best math skills, but you get what I'm saying. So what we're going to talk about next is, first, let me cover some ground rules and expectations. I believe in running your business live and online. If you're going to choose to build your business from scratch, all online, you are in for a very uphill battle. I'm just warning you from the very beginning. I believe the greatest success is when you choose to balance a live business along with an online one until you find it necessary and to be able to cut back. I never cut back on my live business until my online business was getting so big I couldn't keep up with both. And I slowly but surely replaced a live class with an online one, but I did not let go of one altogether to begin with. Human beings want to stay up with people who are experienced, that are currently running classes and running events. They wish they could be there, but they can't. And so they have that fear of missing out. So they are going to want your class more because they can't come. They can't be there. So instead, you're going to give them an option for taking it online. It also is you don't have to double dip on your time. When you're going to design for your live class, you can just take it online. The design work is already done. The cutting is already done. All you have to do is just do your pictures and your videos or your tutorials afterwards. So it saves a lot of time, and you can double dip on your resources when you offer something live and online. You can keep the structure the same. Your pricing structure can be the same. You just add on the shipping at the end. When you're starting, so for instance, when you're starting an online class from scratch, you're going to have to do the same design work, the prep work, the cutting. You're going to do the packing because you got to make all of these, film a video, do pictures, do tutorials, post it and email it. And when you begin, you might only have 2 or 3 people who actually say yes. It's a lot of work for 2 or 3 people. You're going to be making no money at all. Now, if you combine this with a live class where you had 6 to 7 to 10 to 12 people, then you added an online portion. Now you're doing just a little bit more work for now 10 people. So it makes your time so much more valuable when you offer something live and online. People will give you money when you have a reputation and you're established. And that takes time to build. But if you're running live events, they're going to think you're already established. You already will have a reputation of being a business person, of running classes. So people will be more apt to give you their credit card or give you their money because you are an established working demonstrator, not someone who's just throwing things out there against the wall and hoping people buy them. You are going to, when you run your live business online, you're going to come in with some customers already. So when I meet people at craft fairs, vendor fairs, community centers, bring a friend, out in the public, wherever I'm meeting people, I can say you can come live to an event that I have, my card class every month, or you can catch me online. And so I have something to offer both of them. The fact that I'm online gives my face-to-face customers a lot of confidence in me that, oh my gosh, she's online. She owns her home business. That's huge. And they believe in me more and trust me more. people that are online say, oh my gosh, she runs, her business as well, that they are more reputable. So running it both, well, you will be able to have a lot more reputation and establish credibility with your customers. So we're going to talk about two main things. I want you, before we jump in, I really want to set the expectations. I want you to hopefully understand that this is not just coming from me, this is coming from many, 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 many of my training clients and friends and coworkers and colleagues that I consider equals and friends, that running an online business takes an exorbitant amount of time, patience, and extreme discipline. So the time is the part. I hear often, yeah, I'm really busy at work. I have all these things I have to do at home and so much. So I don't have time for classes. So I'm just going to take my business online. And I can't tell you, even just saying that makes my face turn red. It makes my blood start to boil, and it makes me want to pull someone's hair. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. That's just Rhonda. With Rhonda, you get honesty. But the truth is because if you don't have time to hold a class, if you don't have time to do your cutting, packing, prepping for a class, you will not have time to run your business online. It actually takes more time, more dedication, more effort to take your business online. Now, does it produce results? Is it rewarding? Will you get paid more? Will you grow? Yes, you will. But it does take more time. It takes time to learn. It takes a lot of time to learn. It takes time to execute all these things that you're learning. Trial and error. Yes, it works, it doesn't. Frustration, learning, continuing to learn. It takes a lot of time. You have the time of natural progression. So 5 years ago, when I ran my first online class, if I had gotten disappointed, and I was disappointed with my results to begin with, if I'd given up and not allowed myself natural progression, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, neither would anybody else who I've worked with. So there is natural progression of time. You cannot fix that. You cannot speed it up. It takes time to build an online business. Starting an online business today to tomorrow, you will not probably change your sales. You're going to have a lot more time with no more results, because it's going to take a lot of time. And I'm going to give you my suggestions. It's going to take a lot of time to prove yourself. You have something to prove here. People are not going to come in just automatically depending on you, unless they're your current customers, unless they're people who've been stamping with you for years. You've already built your dependability with them. But from people from scratch, you need time to prove your dependability, time to prove your customer service, time to prove your communication and your commitment and your consistency to them. So building your online business right now, with all the love in my heart, you need to commit to that it's going to take you some time. It's going to take you some patience, which we're all not given, and some extreme discipline to work, even when you might not see results to begin with. So my suggestions on time. And I'm just, what does Rhonda know anyway, right? Question mark. I joked because I'm not a genie. I don't have your crystal ball. But again, I'm going to talk from just experience of hundreds of demonstrators who have taken their business online. And I'm going to speak with you from my experience. It takes 1 to 3 years before you may even get your first online order. It takes and you could be on the 3-year spectrum. So even after 1 year, if you don't see it, don't get frustrated. You might be on that 3-year spectrum. The people who get orders and results after 1 year are usually people who come in with an established business. They come in with a customer base. If you have a live business, this transition is going to be much, much, much easier for you. And you will have much quicker results. Online businesses, you need to have that built reputation and dependability. This is all relative to the amount of customers that you're bringing to the table and that you begin with, and how consistent that you are, how dedicated and how consistent, and how much content you provide for your customers. So I believe it takes 1 to 3 years before you see any results at all. And then from there, though, it grows quickly. So after you get your first few results, after you start to see the orders come in, and then I start to see it grow pretty quickly from there. So you need to set those expectations and your goals. If you're going to expect to go online and immediately see results, you're going to feel frustrated and like a failure 6 months from now. So I need you to really grasp that this is going to take time and accept that and be willing to work in the beginning because you know it's the right thing to do. You know this is what you have to grow. So you're going to be willing to work for just you and a few loyal customers. You're going to be doing your Facebook Lives and videos for at beginning maybe 10 people or 20 people or 30. You're not going to be hitting those thousands of numbers for years, but you can and you will if you stick to it. If you find your niche, if you continue to learn, if you continue to serve and give and ask for those sales, ask for your class, ask for them to join your page, to join your team, to join your YouTube channel. So yes, we ask, but we also give. But to begin with, it might just be you and your camera, and that's all you got. And you have to be willing to work just as hard for that as the someday thousands of customers that you're going to have. This whole time, these whole years that you're going to be developing, you're learning this whole time. It's going to make you better every single time. Once I've mastered something, I push myself to the next. Once I've got something, I push myself to the next. Where I'm at today, all of you, I hope 5 years from now, I'm doing this training again, and I hope my numbers double again. I'm banking on that. I'm praying. I'm working hard for that. I am not done where I'm at today. I still have so much growth to do, so much uncharted territory when it comes to the online world. And I'm going to be willing to work, willing to learn, and willing to grow. So hopefully 5 years from now, I can teach you all that I learned in the last 5 years. And I've seen other people continue to learn. We're learning this whole time. So what I need from you is a commitment, dedication to even work for nothing for a while. And that's what happens with your online world. Now, if you already have an established business, you will jump through a lot of that. You may cut off 2 years of that because when you have an established business and you're bringing your business online, you're going to already have customers that believe in you, committed to you. You've already proved yourself. So they're going to be acting on what you have more than others. So that's my first instinct of time, is that I need you to commit to me. One of my very good friends, and I'll share this story, is Catherine Pooler. Guess what? She's not even with Stampin' Up! Anymore. She actually owns her own company, her own stamp line, her own ink line, everything. And it doesn't mean that she doesn't love Stampin' Up! Because she did, and she does, and she still does to this day. But we became very good friends through attending founder circles together, and her numbers were actually way less than mine. But she had chose, and I'm going to say 8 years ago, to take her business online. And she told me that she was going to do a video every single day of her life for 3 years. That was her commitment. So it was 3 years from now, I'll decide if it was worth it or not. Then I can decide if it was a waste of time or not. But every day for 3 years during the work week, so Monday through Friday, I'm going to do a video. And I'm going to share it with whoever wants to see it, and we'll see what happens. I can tell you, within those 3 years, she built an incredible online following. She had Stamp Nation, and now she has Catherine Pooler stamps. And still a good friend of mine. I love and respect her, but she was so motivating to me when she said, for 3 years, I'm committing to do a video every day and sharing that with my followers. And then we'll see what happens. 3 years from now, I'll decide if it was a waste of time or not. But I'm making that commitment no matter what the results are. So what is your commitment? 3 years. It's pretty bold. And I respected her and loved her and still do today. So what is your commitment that you're willing to give because you know it's the right thing to do, not because you're going to see results? We have to have that word called blind faith. And faith in knowing that you're doing the right thing for the right reasons for your future, not just for tomorrow. And there's no way to speed this up except for your commitment, your time, and your dedication. You're going to need time to execute. We need to map out those hours every week. Both of these time sections have an action step for you. First of all, what's your commitment to that specific amount of time? How long are you willing to give? You cannot become discouraged. You need to work as if you're doing it for thousands of people, even if it's only you. Next is the time in every week. So again, I jumped forward to this because it's such a thing for me. that if you are so pushed for time right now that you cannot fathom doing a class or fathom working more your business, then taking your business online is not going to save you any time at all. Running an online business actually takes more time, more hours in a day. Now, those hours are flexible. So you could do them early in the morning. You can do them on your lunch hour. You can do them at night. I do not recommend sacrificing your sleep or your marriage or time with your children or your spouses. It's not worth it. But it's still more time. So I recommend at least 10 to 15 hours more a week than what you're already doing to take your business online. I'm Rhonda. I love you, and I am not here. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm not here to fluff things up so that you listen to me because I just make you feel better. I'm Rhonda, and I am here because I love you, and I believe in honesty and truth and sincerity, and I actually believe in results. And I believe in taking action and being realistic. So I'm going to tell you right now that taking your business online, you're going to need to give your business 10 to 15 hours more a week than you're already giving. Is that 2 hours a day? Is that dedicating an entire Saturday or an entire Sunday? When is it? I believe that sometimes you have to give up things to add more time. So are you going to give up watching TV? Are you going to give up reading other people's blogs or watching other people's videos? Or are you going to give up procrastinating or sitting on your couch? Are you going to give up, I don't know, you might have to give up even volunteering at your local gardening center or something so that you can make more time to work your business and serve others. The coolest part, guys, about doing videos and all of this is that you become a serious source of joy for so many people that are homebound, that sit in front of their computer and just want to watch you. So we need you to find more hours in your week to start working. If you don't, you're going to fail because you don't have any time to do what I tell you to do. You're not going to have time, and you're going to feel like this isn't working, but it's not working because you don't have time set aside. It's the same thing as if you wanted to, okay, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. My first question is when are you going to exercise and what are you going to eat? Like, you have to make some serious changes if you want results. So when are you going to exercise? So I'm asking you, when are you going to do your online work? When are you going to video? When are you going to take pictures? When are you going to edit? When are you going to post and share and comment and photograph and uploading and graphics? I'm just being realistic. I am not trying to scare you away right now. I just need you to be realistic and on the reality plane with me. We can all do it, but we have to have the time. So you can batch and do it all at once. Like I said, you can pick one day and do your entire week's worth of work. How cool is that? You could do an entire week's worth of online work in one day. Something else that very successful people do is they actually take 1 week and prepare for an entire month or prepare for even 2 months. They do all the creating, all the videoing, all the editing, everything for all their projects for an entire 2 months, all in just a couple days. There's no excuse. We all have the same amount of time. You choose how to spend it. You can do it a little bit each week. Some people do this as their full-time job, so they just work every day. So they don't have to batch ahead. But if you work full-time or you have full-time commitments or part-time commitments, or if you're going to run your business the way that it is now and add this in, you need to find a way to do it either monthly, weekly, daily, but it needs time. So my suggestion, Rhonda's suggestion, is that you have at least 10 to 15 hours more a week than you're doing right now. So again, if you want to give an entire weekend and be ready for the whole month, you can do that. Something might have to go. By the way, don't drop, I just said, when I say something has to go, I don't mean you don't drop a class that you're currently doing to make room for it. Do not give up anything that is giving you sales and income. Now, if you're doing something, blog hops that aren't producing anything, or if you're doing on a design team that you're not getting paid, or if you are doing, whatever, Don't give up something that's producing you sales and income, but give up those other wasteful things. I can tell you most people I know are either watching TV or watching Netflix or watching hours of other people's videos instead of doing their own. Those are things that can go to make yourself up some more time. Getting up a couple hours earlier in the morning, or just being very strategic with your hours that you have during the day. We need to make that time for the posting, filming videos, editing. I don't edit, but you can edit. Creating your graphics, doing your uploading. That takes up a lot of time, especially when your internet doesn't want to work with you. Blogging, tutorials, documenting, posting, commenting, photographing, shipping, and more. Okay, the next thing, again, remember I'm setting up expectations for you guys. I want you to expect frustration and overwhelm. Here's a cool thing. You see all those pictures I have? I went to Google, do this if you want to. I went to Google Images and I typed in the word frustration. That's it, just the word frustration. And guess what came up? Tons of pictures of people with computers. Tons and tons. The average person is, that told me something right there. That teaching you is the right path. Working with your computer, working online can be very frustrating and very overwhelming. Those girls, I'm going to tell you the truth. I have been in tears. I have actually punched my wall. That was like 5 years ago. I've never even spanked my kids. I don't hit. I am the most calm person you've ever met in your life, probably one of them. And I got so mad. I hit a wall once. And I have broke Michelle Litwiller, she's going to kill me to tell you this story. Maybe not. But she literally took her computer and threw it against the wall and broke it. I guess she had to get a new one. This is going to be frustrating and overwhelming. Whenever you learn anything new, it takes time. Give yourself grace. Take a deep breath. You will learn it. You will figure it out, but it takes time. No one's going to sit next to you and give you all the answers. You need to be resourceful. You will figure this out. This training is not teaching you technology because I can't. Some of you have a MacBook Pro, a MacBook Air, Dell, desktops, Samsung, Apples. You all have different devices. I can't teach you technology through this kind of an avenue. You can go to your Apple store and they're free actually, schedule an appointment for them to teach you how to use your Apple device. You can go to your Geek Squad at Best Buy and pay for them. You can use Google and YouTube. I cannot tell you, YouTube is priceless. I type in, how do I use my phone in landscape mode on my Facebook Lives, and I will watch video after video until I figure it out. It is frustrating and it takes, remember, a lot of time, trial and error, learning. Swap, if you have a friend who does the stuff you want to do, offer to swap her services. Don't just ask her to help you for free. That's disrespecting her time. Swap with her. Say, hey, I have an online class I can share with you. If you would teach me how, or watch me do a Facebook Live, or I'll help you with this and you help me with that. Swap services. Offer to support each other, so that you both just are growing and encouraging together. You learn best by doing and then documenting what you learned. Then doing it some more and documenting what you learned. It's a learning process. You will never know. I still have so much to learn. But no matter what, you're going to get better all the time. It will get easier all the time. And then I put, if you read the handbook, and then all of a sudden it won't. And all of a sudden you're back to this ground one. I have loaded over 1,000 videos on YouTube. If you go to my YouTube channel, I only have a couple hundred, but I have over 800 that are private or unlisted because of my online classes. And I still, to this day, will have one that just will not load. And I don't know why, but it takes me for hours, takes me days, but eventually I get it done. So patience, deep breath, coming expectations. You have to balance it. Look, that one lady has to balance being a mom and social media and teaching her kids and learning the computer. This is it. Okay, expectations. I'm not trying to deter you. I just want to set you to know what you're looking forward to. and knowing that it's worth it. It is worth it. It works. But it's a lot easier when you give yourself a little bit of grace. Next, we're going to talk about the vehicles that you're going to need to make all this happen. So you can't just pick up an online business unless you have online vehicles and tools. So the vehicles I talked to you about are, I have cars here. We got to drive to people. We can't just expect them to come to us, people. We don't know who you are yet, but if they know who you are, we got to drive to them, go out to them, show them who you are. We have social media, blogging, email marketing, YouTube, online ordering systems, and graphics. Again, you don't have to have all of them. The more you have, the better you'll do. Personally, I only have 4 of these, and I still do really well. I sold 178,000. I do not blog, and I do not use YouTube. And I know I could probably sell 300,000 more if I blogged and did YouTube, but there are only so many hours in the day. You have to make choices. So understand, other people do blogging and YouTube and do not do email marketing or graphics maybe, and they still do really well. So you need to have these vehicles. You can have I have all of them. I have a blog and I have a YouTube. I don't actively work them right now. But that doesn't mean that so I'm saying is you have to have these and just work them as you can. Build them as you can. Learn as you go, okay? We're going to take each one to tell you what I mean in these situations. We're going to talk more about all of these later. Today, you need to have these. So if you don't have a blog, you need to get one. If you don't have YouTube, you need to set up a YouTube channel. If you don't have these things, you need to get them set up between now and when we start teaching on how to use social media or how to use videos. You have to have a YouTube channel. Again, Rhonda, I don't know how to set that up. Then go to YouTube, type it in, and it takes you about 5 minutes. You can do it. So for social media, how do you get out through people through social media? I recommend that you have YouTube. You need a YouTube channel if you're going to do any videos. You want to have an online ordering system. People need to be able to order online classes from you or pay you for tutorials or pay you for your services. So that you can do through PayPal. I love Constant Contact events. It is one of my favorite things. And also you can do Google Docs. There's also other things out there. Again, I'm not teaching you. I'm teaching you from what I use and what I know people use that they find successful. There are many other things out there, actually probably more high-tech things. The things that I use are for dummies because I'm kind of a dummy when it comes to technology. So I'm going to teach you from that avenue. Again, I'm giving you my best. I'm not saying it's the best out there. It's the best that I have to give you and teach you from not just me, but from a lot of people I work with. Constant Contact events, I can tell you right now, has radically changed many, 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 many demonstrators that I've worked with. I'll tell you a little caveat about that, and this is just coincidence. But Constant Contact, if you use them or if you want to use them, it's an email marketing system. They don't offer the events anymore unless you sign up through somebody who already existingly has it. So if you want Constant Contact events, just send me a message and I'll send you a link to be able to join so that you're able to get it. It is $20 more a month, but it is an online ordering system. People can order things through that. They can sign up for events. They can sign up for online classes, and they pay you and register right through there. You need to have an online ordering system. If you're going to run a business online, they have to be able to click a button and order online. PayPal's also awesome. You can create, add to cart, you can create subscriptions, and they'll pay right through to your checking account or even to a credit card. And Google Docs, I've heard. I don't use Google Docs, but I've heard that that's a free system for people to be able to fill out registration forms. They can't pay you through that, but they can, and Eventbrite works as well. You need to be able to create graphics. I recommend PicMonkey or Canva, or there's lots of other ones out there. There's ones that are even free that are right on your phone. You need to have an email marketing. Hey, that is like Constant Contact. That gets my vote of 100% confidence. I've had them for 12 years and again have helped many. There's also Aweber, MailChimp. There's other ones out there that can be free up to a certain amount. You can just use Gmail. Use whatever you got at first. But there are systems that you will continue to grow with so that you want to be able to collect email addresses online throughout the entire internet. And so you have to have an online email marketing system that does that. Social media. You need to, this is actually not a want to, need to have a Facebook business page and a Facebook group. Both of them, they're separate things. And maybe even an Instagram account. You can also have Pinterest as well. So these are things that Pinterest is basically an entire crafting place. You want to have that as well. And then blogging. Blogging, you can use Blogger, WordPress, Typepad, etc. Blogger's free. WordPress is the best. Typepad's getting pretty obsolete. I wouldn't even start there. Now, some of the tools that you'll need. So those are services. Those are vehicles. That's how we drive to people. You're going to create your content. You're going to create your really cute little project. Then you need to use social media, videos, blogging, emailing to get it out to people. You have to have your vehicles. Now, the tools that you need to take your business online. You're going to need a smartphone. If you have a smartphone, you can do it right off from there. You're ready to go. An Apple, a Samsung, they all work. A video camera setup is even really nice because then you can just leave it set up all the time. If you're going to do videos, it's probably the best way to go. You need to have an updated computer. Your ancient one might not work. A laptop is best because you can work wherever you want to go. I love, love, love my Apple MacBook Air. It comes with me everywhere. And I can do every single thing I need from it anywhere I'm at. I can use my hotspot on my phone. Again, these are tools that I think will make running an online business a whole lot easier for you. You need to have lighting in a photo station. You have to be able to take really good photos. Take a class, do some research. You need natural lighting. You need to take pictures outside in front of a window, have a backdrop. There's lots of things to do, and we'll cover that further along. But these are the tools that you need. You need to have a spot. If you're running your business in your basement, you got to find a different place to set up to have pictures. But taking bad pictures will ruin everything. Everything. If you take bad pictures, people are not going to want to make what you're showing. So taking lighting is very important. I can share with you, I went to Amazon and typed in cowboy lights, and I bought, or OTT lights are great. So if you're in a dark room or you need some natural lighting, you can buy lighting that will do it for you. You need to have an email provider. Again, Constant Contact, that will be my number one choice. I will share with you a link that you can join to try it for free. I'm not doing that because I am a partner affiliate. I've been for 12 years. It's not because I'm trying to twist your arm. They have Constant Contact events that is priceless. So it truly is my favorite. You also, though, there are MailChimp and Aweber that I believe you can use free up to a certain dollar amount, but they are limited and they do not have an event section at all. So, but there's other ones out there too. These are just the ones that I know that the majority of people use. And lastly, you want to have Facebook and YouTube apps on your phone so that you can work from Facebook when you're at the soccer practice or at the doctor's office or in the hospital or going to the park, whatever. You can work Facebook and YouTube right from your phone. Again, you have to have a smartphone. Here are our last few tips. I know I've kept you away so long. Running your business online takes money. You need a budget for all of these vehicles. Running your business online, truly, starting your business will take a financial risk and investment depending on how big you want to grow. Some of these resources are free. Blogger's free. Some of the email providers are free. Facebook is free. But we're going to talk about how you can invest to make them really actually effective. But we do have, again, those free resources, but paid ones can have that bigger impact. In order for people to see you online, you'll need to meet them online, and you have to have them sign up for things through online resources. It's just common sense. These services will all have fees and charges attached to it. PayPal has fees. Anything online typically has fees. I'm not telling you any of this to discourage you. Please know my heart today is meant to empower you, but with expectations. No matter what, you're going to see growth from where you're at today if you take your business online. It depends on how big you want to grow. I'm going to give you the entire picture, and just know even a little piece of that picture is bigger than where you are at today. Taking your business online can only help you. It's not going to hurt you. It can only grow where you're at. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. And how much you put into this is how much you're going to get out of it. How serious you take it is how it's going to turn out years from now. Remember, years from now. Let me tell you one thing that I feel so passionate about. Face to face is not dead. Face to face events still work. They are more powerful than ever. I still train on home parties and stamp camps and classes. They are still extremely effective. It's alive more now than ever. You're just not seeing it because they're not putting it online. But the internet is a part of our future. It's not going anywhere. So if you want to grow that face-to-face business, it's very important for you now to embrace this and make some changes. Adding the two of them together is going to give you a knockout punch. You can do it. But your new recruits, your new people who are just starting their businesses, all of you that want to grow and make money while you're doing this, you have to have a face-to-face component of your business. It's also what we do. It's who we are. It's how we change lives and touch people, and you can do that online as well. But I'm going to tell you right now, I know for a fact the face-to-face business is very much alive and powerful. People are earning the incentive trip and making a lot of money. Maybe not selling over the hundreds of thousands, but still making a lot of money running their face-to-face business. All right, you got some homework ahead of you. Make sure you read your handbook, and I look forward to next week. We are going to dive completely into talking about blogging videos and tutorials, and how you have to have those to be able to teach. You have to have an online classroom. I can't wait to continue on this path with you. If you have questions, write them down. We are going to do a live Zoom towards the end, right before our 4th week, where I'll be there to answer your questions. If they are imminent, then you can always email them to me, or if you're part of the Creating Success program, you can obviously post them on our Facebook group, because we talk every day and message every day and do questions every day and week. But if not, write your questions down, and we are going to do a live Zoom later, which will show you some more online work where we'll be able to cover some of those questions for you. Good luck. I can't wait to see what we do together over the course of the next 4 weeks.